Hi everyone. Okay, today we will discuss the theoretical part in averages. Okay, as we discussed in the previous classes, there are five types of averages like arithmetic mean, median, mode, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. So here, how we constructed these different type of averages, all these things we discussed in the earlier classes. Okay, today we will try to discuss that the theoretical aspect related to this arithmetic mean, like what are the merits of these averages and what are the limitations, if any, related to these averages. All these things we will try to understand today class. Okay, so as we know that among the averages, that five types of averages, we know that arithmetic mean is one of the most important and most popular arithmetic mean. Why we can say that arithmetic mean is a most important and it is a most popular method? Okay, that we can understand based on the merits of this arithmetic mean, what we can say. So arithmetic mean is mostly used in practice because of the following the merits. Okay, so you know that how we are going to construct the arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean, particularly in the simple arithmetic mean, we can construct, we can estimate average based on the simple technique called the sum of observation divided by number of observation, if it is a simple arithmetic mean. Of course, the arithmetic mean is also constructing through weightage averages and the simple arithmetic mean. So in the simple arithmetic mean, we are going to be constructed these averages, particularly this arithmetic mean, based on the individual series. So we can say discrete series, we can say what is called a continuous series, and also we can see step deviation method. And so these type of the things we can see. So here, see, actually three individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. And each and every series, there are two methods: shortcut method and indirect method. Okay, in the continuous series, along with shortcut and indirect method, we can see step deviation method also we can see. Okay, anyway, that construction, that formulas, and everything we discussed in the earlier classes. Now, what are the merits of this arithmetic mean? We will try to understand today. Okay, so already I told you, arithmetic mean is mostly used in the practice. So it is using many people. So that's why it became a more popular. So why many people are using this method? Why it became a more popular? So all these things we can understand based on the following merits what we are observing or discussing. So that is, so it is the simplest average when compared with others. So this is very simplest average to understand and easiest to compute. Okay, so for understanding it is very easy, and to compute, to estimate, to calculate, to measure, it is very easy. So neither the arraying of data as required for the calculating median, nor grouping of data as required for the calculating mode is needed while calculating the median. So like the mode, so if you want to calculate the mode, so with group data, so we have to group the table in the table manner, and so all these things is not required here. Okay, simply how we are going to calculate it. So what are the variables are there, given variables are there, given data was there. So simply we are going to add together all these variables, and we are going to divide it with that number, how many numbers we add together. So with number, so we are going to be dividing the simply, so we are getting the averages. So even the layman also easily will understand this average. So it is affected by the value of every item of the series, whatever the values were there in the given data or the variables. So all the values are going to be considered. So because when we are adding together, so we are adding all the values. Okay, so we are adding all the values without neglecting any value. So suppose if you want to estimate the average marks of the 10 students in the class, first of all, we are going to consider all the 10 students marks. Okay, not only one or student marks we are not going to take, all the students marks we are going to be get. So that's why all the values are going to be affected, are taken the consideration when we are calculating or constructing this arithmetic mean. Like this arithmetic mean is affected by the value of every item in the series. It is defined by a rigid mathematical formula with the result that everyone who competes the average gets the same answer. Okay, so since there is a particular formula, so if you see in the individual series, there may be two methods, the shortcut method and indirect method we can see. So whatever the formula may be used mathematically, but we are going to the same value. Okay, in the continuous series, of course, we are using three methods like shortcut method, okay, indirect method, and what is called step deviation method. We are using three methods. But even though we are using three methods to calculate the arithmetic mean, so finally we are getting the same value. So that's why, since it was determined a rigid formulas, so mathematically, so we are going to get the same answer. Okay, being determined by rigid formula, it leads itself subsequent algebraic treatment better than the median and mode. So whereas in the median and mode, all the values may not be affected when you are calculating the average. Take for example, okay, take the for example, see when you are talking about the median. So when you are talking about the median, if you want to calculate the median, in the what is called in the what is called median averages or individual series. So first, whatever the values are there in the series, that values are arranging in the ascending order or descending order, and finally we are going to take the mid value of the so of that series. So that means when we are calculating the average through median, all the values may not be affected, all the values may not be considered. Okay, whatever the value is there in the mid or middle, so that value we are taking. So take for example mode. Okay, here the mode also the same thing. Whatever the value is repeating more number of times, that we are going to be taken. Okay, so but that value is going to be taken the averages. So the remaining values may be very high or may be low. That values are not going to be considered in the calculation of this arithmetic. In the averages. So, but it is not like that. We have some rigid formulas in the arithmetic mean. Each and every value we are going to be considered. Okay, so no value is neglected when we are calculating this arithmetic mean. What we can say. Okay, so it is relatively reliable in the sense that it does not vary too much when repeated samples are taken from one and the same population. Okay, so in the same population, when you are taking the samples, suppose that number may not be repeated regularly. Okay, that's why all the values definitely we are going to be considered and affected here. So here, it means is a typical in the sense that is the entire gravity balancing the value in the what is called either side of it. Okay, so already I told you, no value will be single value will be affected. All the values are having the equal weightages when we are discussing about this particular aspect. Okay, it is calculated value and not based on the position in the series. Okay, not already told you. So in the mode and median, averages are calculated based on the position, whether it was in the middle or whether it is repeating more number of times like that. But whereas in the arithmetic mean is not based on the position, it is based on the mathematical averages. So that's why always we are going to get the same values when we are talking about this particular thing. Okay, at the same time, same here, this arithmetic mean we have some limitations also. Okay, some demerits also we can see from this arithmetic mean. Okay, so like since the value of mean depends upon each and every item of the series, already I told you in the merits. So average value in the arithmetic mean is depending on each and every item in the series. Okay, so item of the series, extreme items, that is very small or very large items, unduly affected the value of the averages. Okay, in the given series, if there may be small value in a series and large values in the series, so that these two values will be affected on the averages. Take for example, in a tutorial group or class, there are 4 students and their marks as given like this. So one student got 60 marks, one student got 70 marks, one student got only 10 marks, and one student got 80 marks. Okay, the 4 students got marks like this. So then how we will calculate the average? Already I told you. So we are going to add these 4 values and going to be divided with the number 4. Okay, sum of observation divided by number of observation. That's why 60 plus 70 plus 10 plus 80 is equal to 220. Divided by sum of observation is 220, and whereas the number of observations are 4, that's why we will get average 55. See here, the student got 60, 70 and 80 because of the marks got by the students 60, 70, 80. The average marks got by the student who got the 10 also 55. Okay, because of that highest values, that was maybe positive impact on the student who got the 10 marks, but this may be negative impact on the marks who got highest, that is 80 or 70, whatever it may be, by some of the students. So that's why even though it is accepting or affecting by all the values in the given series, but if you see particularly the affected values, because of these extreme values, so some people are getting loss and some people are getting the benefit, as we discussed here. So here one single item, that is 10 in, already I told you. So has reduced the average marks considerably. Okay, the smaller the number of the observation, the greater is likely to be impact of the what is called extreme value. Okay, it was impact on the extreme value, what you can say. And it is a distribution with upon end classes. The value of the mean cannot be computed without making assumptions regarding the size of the class interval of the open end classes. Okay, suppose there are open end classes. Okay, so then first we have to assume the classes based on the mid values. Without assumption of that open classes based on the mid values, we cannot measure the average value in the arithmetic mean in the open end classes. If such classes contain a large proportions of the values, then mean may be subject to substantial error. However, the values of the median and mode can be computed where there are open-end classes without making any assumptions about the size of class interval. Okay, size of the class interval, what we can see. So, okay, that is okay. The arithmetic mean is not always a good measure of the central tendency. Okay, so arithmetic mean we can see it is not, already I told you, so it is not a good measure of the central tendency. The mean provides a characteristic value in the sense of indicating where most of the values lie only when the distribution of the variables is reasonably normal, that is bell shaped. In case of a U-shaped distribution, it means is not likely to serve the useful purpose. So like that, there are some we have some limitations also from this arithmetic mean. But whatever it may be, even though there are some limitations from the arithmetic mean, so when compared with the other type of the averages, it is better, it is popular, widely accepting, using for the computation, for the estimation, for the measurements of the averages. So this one. Okay, see, after this arithmetic mean, we can see one more important, the average is called median. Okay, median is also one of the type of the averages. Of course, it will come under the positional averages. Okay, see, the median may be defined by definition refers to the middle value of the distribution. Already I told you. So the median is the middle value of the distribution in the given data. So first we are going to arranging either ascending order or descending order. So after that we are going to see what value is there in middle. So that value is will be considering as a median value, as considering as a average value. Okay, so here in the case of the median, one half of the items in the distribution have a value. The size of the median value are smaller and one half of have a value, the size of the median are larger. Okay, that is the point. Okay, the median is just the 50th percentile value below which 50% of the value in the sample fail. Okay, it splits the observation into two halves groups. Okay, so like it is a what is called a second quartile, we can say. Okay, second quartile, 50%. So if there are 100, if you take the 100%, so exactly 50% value we are going to be taking. That's why this median value is dividing the entire data into two halves. So it is going to be divided. Okay, and when we are talking about the median, a distinct from the arithmetic mean, so it is different from the arithmetic mean, what we can say. So which is a calculation from the value of the every item in the series. So here the median is what is called positional average. So when we are talking about the arithmetic mean, so the arithmetic mean average was calculated based on the each and every value was taken into consideration. But when we are talking about the median, so it is based on the position. That's all. That's what it is called. It became a positional averages. Averages of the what is called position. So positional averages. Okay, here the median is just the median is more what is called the positional average. So the term position refers to the place of a value in a series in a such that an equal number of items lie on the side of it. Okay, lie in the side of it, what we can say. So for example, if income of the employees in the particular company, like 25,900 is one employee salary, and 26,950 of salary received by another employee, and 27,020 rupees received the salary by another employees, and 28,280 salaries received by the another. So here there are five. What is called 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are four people are there in the group. So here the average salary we was taken like 27,020 like that. Okay, that is what we taken, and the sum of the deviations items from the median, ignoring the signs. Okay, sign the symbol we are going to be simply ignoring. Signs is the least. For example, the number of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 8. Thus, the total is smaller than the one obtained if deviations are taken from any other value. Okay, thus, if deviations are taken from 7, the values ignoring the sign would be 3, 1, 1, 3.1, like 3.5, and the total is 13, what we can say. Okay, this type of the signs we are going to be completely neglecting. And okay, even though when we are talking about this median, here also we have some type of the merits. You can see from this one, we can see some merits. Okay, like median. Okay, median is especially useful for the open and end classes, since only the position and not the values of the items must be known. Okay, in the open end classes, the first class and the last class may not be required. The middle class, median class only is required. So in that particular cases also we can measure the median value. So the median is also recommended for the distribution as unequal classes, since it is easier to compute than the arithmetic mean. Okay, the extreme value do not affect, like in the arithmetic mean, we know that the extreme values are affecting the average, but in this case of the median, the extreme values do not affect. Okay, do not affect the median so as strongly as they do the mean. For example, the median of the values are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 150 would be. So whereas the median is only 50. So because the 150, it may be extreme value that may not affected. So in this particular cases, okay, every often when the extreme values are present in a set of observation, okay, the median is a more satisfactory measure of the central tendency than the mean. So it is a markedly skewed distribution distribution, such as income distribution or price distribution, where the arithmetic mean would be destroyed by the extreme values. So the median is especially useful. Okay, consequently, the extreme value, the median is especially useful. Consequently, the median income for the some purposes be regarded as more as representative figures. For half of the income earners must be receiving at least the median income. One can say any as many receive the median income as it may do not it. Okay, that is and it is the most approximately average in dealing with the qualities data. So where the ranks are given, or there are other types of the items that are not counted, measured, but are what is called scored. Okay, the value of the median can be determined graphically, whereas the value of the mean cannot be graphically measured. So here the median we can measure the based on the graphically, but arithmetic mean we cannot graphically estimate it. Perhaps the greatest advantage of the median is, however, the fact that the median actually does indicate what may people incorrectly believe the arithmetic mean indicates, that is a clear meaning, and makes the median a measure that can be easily equivalent. Okay, like okay, these are the some merits we can see from this median. Okay, at the same time, we have some demerits, the limitations also in the median. Like for calculating the median, it is necessary in average the data. Other averages do not need any arrangement. So when we are going to calculate the averages through median, first of all we have to arrange the data either ascending order or descending order. So whereas in other averages, the arranging data is not necessary or not required. Okay, since it is a positional averages, its value is not determined by each and every observation. Okay, so all the values are not going to be consideration. So only the mid value is going to be taken the consideration. So all the values are not affected. Okay, so that's why the median average may not be represented to all. Okay, it is not capable algebraic treatment. For example, median cannot be used for examining the combined median of two or more groups, as is possible case of mean. Similarly, the median ways of skewed distribution times the number of workers will not give the total payroll. So because of the limitations, the median is much less popular as compared to the what is called arithmetic mean, we can say. Okay, at the same time, okay, of course we are also, when observing this this thing, the median in some cases cannot be computed exactly as the mean. Okay, when the number of items included and a series of the data is given, the median is determined approximately as the midpoint of two middle items. Okay, it is erratic if the number of item is very small. Okay, these type of the limitations we can see. But even though there is some usefulness from this median, like see the mode the median is useful for the distribution containing open end intervals. Whenever there is a open and end intervals or classes, during the time the remaining averages are difficult to estimate, but where there we can use the median to estimate the average in that particular classes, since these intervals do not enter the computations. So also since the median is affected by the number of rather than the size of the items, so it is frequently used instead of the mean as a measure of central tendency. So in case where the such values are likely to distort the mean. These type of the things what we can see in this averages. So like that, from this arithmetic mean and median, we have some merits and demerits and the limitations of